Here's an incredible fact. More Bob Dylan music is available on bootleg records than on official releases from his record companies. And Big Bob is not alone. From Elvis to Prince, from Genesis to the Grateful Dead, recording artists, as well as their fans, are being ripped off by sleazy CD swindlers. Our correspondent Krista Bradford discovered that the battle has begun, and the bootleggers could soon be singing the blues.
Just this summer, now it can be told, was at the scene of the largest seizure ever of suspect bootleg CDs. It happened right here at Hideout Records in New York's Greenwich Village.
Can I get out of here with that thing, man? Yeah, just why don't you, do something? Do you have anything better to do, or?
The seizure that we made at Hideout, I think, is evidence of how large the problem is. We found a lot more than we expected to. We got 30,000, almost 30,000 CDs, 80,000 insert cards, 3,000 or 4,000 bootleg LPs.
Rock and roll artists are sounding the battle cry. They are joining record companies in their war on bootleg CDs. Bootleggers are making a fortune using this new technology to cash in on unreleased studio outtakes and unauthorized concert recordings. The hottest stars are fighting fire with fire, beating the thieves to the punch by bootlegging their own material before anyone else can.
Of a series of dreams.
Bob Dylan has released the Bootleg series, a package of rare and unreleased nuggets.
Coming up to the top.
Frank Zappa calls his secret weapon Beat the Boots.
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on?
Paul McCartney, one of the most bootlegged artists of all, fought back with Unplugged, the official bootleg. But are these boots actually boots? The Fleetwood and Fleetwood Mac scoffs at the so-called official bootlegs.
No, it's a joke. As I said, it's a merchandising angle. That's all it is.
But the record companies say they mean business and are backing up the official bootleg albums by sending their own SWAT teams into action.
It's only with the CD age has the search for the pirates really intensified, because all the stakes are raised a bit because CDs can reproduce perfect sound.
I think in the early days it was so schlocky the way it was presented. Nowadays they've got it down to such a fine art that they actually present packages which sometimes you really think, well, it's better than our last album cover.
Bootlegging is a multi-million-dollar business. Bootleg CDs cost from $25 to $100, and more than 120,000 were confiscated last year alone.
The bottom line is bootleg recordings are any type of piracy. It's basically a theft. Theft from the artists, from the record companies, and from the publishing companies.
But some rebels think the crackdown on bootleggers actually takes some of the fun out of being a rock star.
It's almost strange objecting to people, I mean, that they're so driven to getting hold of this stuff because they love you.
Keith Richards of the Stones has said in an interview, if you're not being bootlegged, you're not happening.
But like it or not, this is war.
In Fleetwood Mac, John McVie would have reacted totally differently maybe than myself. He's a great sailor, so he would have been hanging them from the yardarm for sure. Strip their skin off them, put them in salt, make them burn.
Joining me now to continue our report on the battle against bootleggers is Krista Bradford. Hi, Krista.
Hi.
Why should I care that CDs are being bootlegged? As a consumer, what does it mean to me?
The recording industry says you should care. Over the past 2 years, it has waged this crackdown on CDs. They claim that the money is being taken from the recording industry and from these big rock stars. And also, the rock stars contend that they lose creative control, that a lot of these are studio outtakes that they would prefer not to have their audience hear because they aren't as polished as a finished album.
Who's buying them?
Fans primarily, and interestingly enough, where most of these bootlegs are being made is in Europe. That is being done because there are friendly CD pressing plants there, and also there are some loopholes in the law that allow them to publish these records.
You know, I did a little research on my own and found that Mike Jacobs, come here, Mike, he's our stage manager. Here he is, come on in. Didn't you just buy a bootleg CD?
Yes.
Who'd you buy?
Beatles.
You bought a Beatles CD. Right. Now, don't you feel a little guilty? Right?
It's good stuff, though.
Did you pay less?
Paid more, twice as much.
You paid twice as much. This is a smart businessman. Here, thank you very much. Thanks, Krista. And now a slightly different, wonderful, wonderful kind of music.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.